He was never loud. He never put on a show. He never beat his chest after scoring. He simply did his job. When the ball reached his feet, the entire pitch seemed to freeze for a second. He saw things others didn't. A pass no one could predict. A movement no one could read. That was Mesut Özil. But how did one of the most gifted playmakers of his generation end up almost forgotten? How did the idol of Real Madrid and hero of the German national team become a player booed by his own fans? Today, this is the story of a genius who was never truly understood. Özil was born in Gelsenkirchen, in the very heart of industrial Germany. This wasn't a city where football stars were born. It was a city of workers, factories, gray buildings, and small dreams. At the age of 12, he was spotted by Schalke scouts, the dream of every boy in his hometown. Young Mesut entered the academy, where every day felt like an exam. He stood out immediately, threw balls, precise passes, perfectly measured, as if drawn with a ruler. But not everyone liked it. At Schalke, they said, "He's too soft, too quiet. With that body, he won't survive in the Bundesliga." When it came time to sign a professional contract, the club offered him a minimal salary. Özil didn't argue. He quietly packed his bags and moved to Werder Bremen. And that's where the miracle began. Coach Thomas Schaaf gave him freedom, the kind every playmaker dreams of. And Mesut responded the only way a genius can. He became the conductor of the team. In the 2008 to 2009 season, he exploded. He led Werder to the UEFA Cup final, won the German Cup, and became the darling of the nation. He was no longer the quiet boy. Now all of Germany knew his name. Yet Özil himself remained the same humble kid from the streets who just wanted to play beautiful football. And he had no idea that his next stop would be the beginning of a true legend. South Africa, summer of 2010. The whole planet waits for the World Cup. And in Germany's squad, a 21-year-old named Mesut Özil. Before the tournament, he was known in Germany. Now the entire world was about to discover him. He looked like a quiet guy who somehow ended up among football monsters. But in the very first match against Australia, boom, he tore the game apart. Then came Ghana. Özil did what he does best, calmly, coldly decided the outcome. The ball rolls to him outside the box. No rush. He lifts his head, left foot, top corner. Germany reached the knockout stage. That was the moment the world said, "Oh, this guy is special." Then came England, a classic, expected to be close. Instead, Germany put on a show. And who conducted the orchestra? Of course, Özil, a counterattack. Mesut drives down the left flank. Barry steps up, but Özil eliminates him with a perfect pass to Müller. Then Argentina. Özil receives the ball on the left, lifts his head, and delivers a perfect cross to Klose. Textbook. Germany destroy Argentina 4-0. After the match, Joachim Löw said, "Mesut sees the pitch as if he's watching from above, like a drone operator." Then came Spain, that unbeatable machine. Germany fought until the end, but the ball just wouldn't go in. Özil tried everything. Passes, dribbles, off-the-ball movement, but nothing worked. Puyol scores. The dream collapses. Yet even in defeat, Mesut looked extraordinary. When the tournament ended, everyone knew it. A new star had been born. Mesut Özil, 21 years old, top assist provider of the World Cup. And then the phone rang. Jose Mourinho. Yes, that Jose Mourinho. "I want you in Madrid." And when Mourinho calls, you don't say no. Suddenly, Mesut was playing alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, Di Maria. That was the moment he truly became a global superstar. In his debut season, he delivered 25 assists. 25, half of them to Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano later said, "He knew where I was going to run before I even started moving." The 2011-12 season was the best of his career. By winter, he already had 10 assists in La Liga. By the end of the season, by that year, everyone understood one simple truth. If Özil is in form, Real Madrid are unstoppable. Now imagine this. April 2012, Camp Nou, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. Everything is decided here. The title, pride, history. That night, Mesut Özil was pure magic. A perfect through ball to Cristiano Ronaldo, who calmly rounds the goalkeeper and finishes into an empty net. 2-1. Real Madrid win at Camp Nou. It wasn't just a victory. It was the moment Madrid proved they could beat Barcelona not with brute force, but with intelligence and class. And at the center of it all was Mesut Özil. The result? Real Madrid finished the season with 100 points, set a record 121 goals, and finally become champions of Spain. Özil ends the season with 26 assists, the best number in Europe. The best. In a team where everyone wanted to score, he was the one who created. Even Jose Mourinho, a man who rarely praises anyone, said, "When you have Özil, football becomes art." But at Real Madrid, there is always one but. Mourinho demanded players to run, fight, suffer on the pitch. Özil was an artist. He could deliver 3 genius passes, but wouldn't chase a full back for 60 meters. And that frustrated Mourinho. In 2013, Real signed Gareth Bale. Mourinho left. A new era began. And suddenly, Özil was sold to Arsenal. The fans were shocked. Arsenal hadn't won anything for almost 10 years. The club was in crisis. The fans were angry. Wenger was under pressure. And then, boom, they signed Mesut Özil from Real Madrid. For Arsenal, it was like a superstar arriving from another galaxy. London went crazy. The fans welcomed him like a messiah. He brought Arsenal what they were missing: calmness, control, intelligence. And in spring 2014, Arsenal won their first trophy in 9 years, the FA Cup. The fans truly believed again. With him, Arsenal could be champions. Özil knew the most important summer of his life was coming: Brazil, the World Cup. And he had one chance to prove he wasn't just a beautiful technician with a soft pass, but a player who could lead his country to the top. Against Ghana, heat, exhaustion, and it's Özil who finds the pass that breaks the defense. Against Algeria, a thriller. Germany are drained, tired, and Özil is exactly where he needs to be. He scores, and when Germany finally lift the trophy, people see Müller, Neuer, Kroos on the podium, and somewhere to the side in the shadows stands Özil. His contribution couldn't be measured by numbers. He didn't just play, he guided the team, made everything work like a clock. Then came the 2015-16 season, and that version of Özil was simply unreal. He finished the Premier League season with 19 assists, one step away from Thierry Henry's record, a key pass almost every second match. Remember that assist to Giroud against Leicester, or the perfect cross to Alexis? Those weren't just statistics. Those were moments when the entire stadium stood up. Arsenal truly fought for the title that year, but as always, something was missing, and then everything started to fall apart. English football was changing. Faster, tougher. Özil was a player from another era. He played with his mind, not his muscles. And when the team didn't win, he was the first target. Lazy. He doesn't run. He's not a leader. Every newspaper wrote it. Even though he was still creating chances, there was just no one to finish them. After the 2018 World Cup, he announced his retirement from the German national team and said words that echoed around the world. "When we win, I am German. When we lose, I am a migrant." That was the moment he broke, not as a footballer, but as a human being. The world that once adored him turned away. At Arsenal, things collapsed too. New coach, new rules. And suddenly, Özil wasn't even included in the squad. He sat in the stands while the club paid him enormous wages. When he left, he did it with dignity. No complaints, no accusations. He simply thanked the fans and said, "I always gave everything I could." Time just passed. He went to where he was still loved, Fenerbahce. For Turkish fans, it wasn't just a transfer, it was a dream. A player with Turkish roots raised in Germany, finally playing for the club of his heart. He was welcomed like a king, but this wasn't the same Özil. The form was gone. The speed was gone. Injuries didn't let go. Sometimes he produced one of his signature passes, and for a few seconds it felt like time had turned back. But those were flashes. The flame was fading. It became clear. The Özil era was ending. After Fenerbahce came Başakşehir. Quiet, calm, no pressure, no noise. He simply played for himself. And in 2023, he quietly announced his retirement. No, he didn't become a legend like Messi or Ronaldo, but he had something many never will: his own style. He didn't run 12 kilometers per match, but with one pass, he could decide a game. He didn't shout. He didn't shout. He didn't beat his chest. He simply created moments that made you sit in front of the screen and say, how did he even see that? And maybe that's exactly why he'll be remembered longer than all those who only knew how to run.